Coaches, the market is changing. Now, this is a video that I kind of started speaking about in the last YouTube training. So I was talking about a specific client and talking about high skepticism markets. And I made the point in that video that when I used to talk about high skepticism markets and the right strategies for them, we're now in a position where high skepticism is in all markets. It's almost like if there was like 3 steps of skepticism, it being like low skepticism, medium skepticism, and high skepticism, everything took a side step to the right. And it's because the market is becoming much more aware of premium price coaching and the fact that not everything is what it says it is. And as an example there, I just was on a call there with somebody who was a previous client of ours and did really well inside our program. And I love you. I know you're watching this. As you said, you watched all the videos, but went to another mentorship and it was much more expensive than ours, and things went backwards instead of forwards. And so we're about to jump back on board together and work in an even closer capacity to get back to where we originally were and far surpass that. But he said something that was really interesting because it's in the online fitness coaching space. A lot of people look at the online fitness coaching space as not high skepticism. They look at it as, high skepticism is business coaching, marketing coaching, investments, anything around money, I guess, trading and things of that nature. And sure, those things are not only high skepticism, but getting taken to a whole new level. Case in point, the example that I just gave there, that would be a key reason for that to happen. However, he said, as an example, that the exact same things that people would see in my scenario, he's seeing in the online fitness coaching space, where he used to jump onto a call with people who had come through his great advertising, social media content, and things of that nature, and they would jump onto a call. He would walk through the process of what it looked like to be coached by him, how he's able to get the type of results that he is for his clients, which are absolutely tremendous and in abundance. And then he would have a price point of nearly 2K for online fitness coaching, okay? And he had no problem selling it whatsoever, had a really high close rate, loved sales calls and things like that as well. So it really played into what he enjoyed inside the business. But he said something really interesting on this call an hour and a half ago now, which is that he gets on calls now in the last few months, and where he used to have people go, oh, that makes sense. This must be completely different from all those low price things that I've done before, such as magazines, online diets, group training, going to gyms, going to classes and things of that nature. This is at such a higher price point that there's almost price perception that is built into it. Whereas now he's getting onto calls to people and he'll say $2,000 and they'll say, yeah, well, I spent $3,000 with this other coach and I didn't lose weight, right? So now, even in the health and fitness space, which was typically more commonly seen as a lower skepticism market, we're now at a point where skepticism, even in these markets, are getting to an all-time high. So how do you adjust your strategy when that is the case? Well, as you might be aware, if you've watched our channel for any length of time, followed us on socials and things in between, we've never had a one-size-fits-all system. Almost every place that you could possibly go does. Everybody starts at video 1, goes to video 2, goes to video 3, goes to video 4. You work on your own at the system, and if it doesn't work for you, it's on you. It's not on the system, right? Whereas we've got over 35 ad systems. Why? Because no two coaches are created equal. There's also different price points, different niches, different product styles, group, one-to-one, online, offline. So many different variables come into what ad strategies are right for coaches. And a big part of it is at what level of skepticism is the market. And when we are seeing that skepticism is at an all-time high across the board, some of the strategies that we utilize for high skepticism markets are going to start filtering in, and already have started filtering in, to some of what previously were seen as lower skepticism markets. And what does that mean? it means that before somebody is going to be willing to buy from you, a couple of things are going to have to happen. Number one, they're going to have to really connect with you, right? So they're really going to have to connect with you as the person who they want to be coached by. The second thing is they are going to have to see real evidence of the type of results that you can get for clients and have done for clients in the past. And I notice that it's getting like dark in here. Windows are open. It looks pretty bright. My cat's doing weird stuff at the back there, but still, I apologize. It's getting a little bit darker. But yeah, they have to see an abundance of the type of results that you're able to get for clients. And then thirdly is you're going to have to be able to showcase what are your systems, what are your mechanisms, and what makes it different, okay? And that final part being the most important part there, which is what makes it different. Because anybody can say the buzzwords of you get this, you get that, you get this, or, you know, many times we hear people say from like a support standpoint, oh yeah, you know, I know that you'll say that you have really good support, but you know, that's what I was told in this mentorship and this mentorship and this mentorship, and they would either be rude to me, give me one word answers, or like they would sometimes call me out on live Q&As and make a fool out of me. And I would always say, right, I'm going to send you a link, go and watch all of the testimonial videos. In every single case, it's somebody who's been in a previous mentorship, and what do they mention as well as their results? They have no idea how we managed to keep up with this level of personalized feedback. We give video feedback to everybody. Some of these videos that we'll give feedback on are sometimes 22 minutes long. We go deep on everything that we do with each individual client to make sure that they've got exactly what they need to get results. And so when you're choosing not only ad strategies going forward, but also when you're thinking about planning out your social media content, when you're thinking about the organic offers that you might put out, if you're doing one of our super spike offer variants as well, if you're thinking about your email marketing strategy, if you're thinking about even what happens between when somebody books a call and when somebody actually ends up on that call, and maybe even when you're thinking about the call itself, how you're gonna take that call, how you're gonna be able to showcase. And once again, this thing overheated. So also the final piece of the puzzle there is thinking about what happens after the call has taken place. The buying cycles, unless you bend people's arms behind their back until they snap, which is the polar opposite of the route that we take. And I know it's certainly not the standpoint that a lot of other coaches like to take, but for us, if somebody says they have to think about it, we let them think about it. But buying cycles are going to potentially start to take a little bit longer as well. So if you do all of the things on the front end that we're talking about, using the right strategy, warming people up in the right way, making them fully aware of the type of results you've got for other people like them, other clients, showcasing what is different between you and your the other people that they might be considering in the marketplace, maybe even differentiating yourself from the very things that went wrong in other marketplaces as well, or other options in the market. That can drastically reduce the chance that the buying cycle is going to take longer. But you may find that more people want to take time to consider their decision to sign up with you as a coaching client. If that's going to be the case, then you also need to be thinking about what happens after they have been on that call. How do you follow up? How frequently do you follow up? Making sure that you don't miss out on the opportunity to simply have the conversation, rebook a call, whatever that thing needs to be on the other side as well. Now, it all starts with picking the right strategies on the front end, as I say. Many of the things that I said in the second half there may not be required. Even if the market is moving that way, may not be required. It may just be choosing the right strategies, and the strategies that worked for you last year might not work for you this year onwards. You might need to find new strategies that tick the boxes that we were talking about inside this video. If you're unsure on what those strategies should be as we start to move into a market of higher skepticism in the coaching space, then feel free to drop down below. I will put a link to a complimentary ad strategy session. We'll talk about ads, but we'll talk about overall marketing on that call, about the exact strategies that are going to be right for you your coaching business, your price point, the style of coaching product that you sell, and of course the right strategies for how much skepticism is in your specific market. We're working with all types of coaches in abundance, in a day-to-day format. And so when we're jumping onto these calls, we're not going with, I think that's a higher skepticism market. We know if it's a high skepticism market, we know the strategies that are working well in your space. And so we're able to quite often laugh at the end of an 8-minute call and say, well, we could keep you here for another 22 minutes, but we just know this to be the strategies that are working right now in your space because we're working with coaches who are directly in your space. So if you want that clarity on the perfect strategies for you, your coaching business, price point, niche, etc., then I'll put the link down below. Come and book onto that calendar. And just like, who was it today? Just in case you're watching my man, Phil, when Phil laughed when I was on the call, when I say that down below is a calendar in which I feature on the calendar, as well as a couple of our success coaches, not our sales team. I genuinely am on that calendar, so we might just be hopping on a call together, one-to-one, to bounce ideas on your perfect ad strategy and overall marketing strategy to maximize sales. So if you want that, it's down below. Other than that, like, comment, share, all of that great stuff for the YouTube algorithm. Really much appreciated when you go to that effort of sharing a comment. Let me know if any of the high skepticism stuff has been hitting you. If you're finding that there's more pushback in the market, more resistance in the market, let me know down below. I'd be interested to know. And also if there's anything off the back of this you would like me to create, such as certain trainings that I can put out on YouTube about certain strategies for certain markets, just as an example, then let me down below what those are, and I'll get to creating for you.